Hey guys, Pat Ryerke here, also known as the Patriarchy. So last night I was watching the Golden Globes and I had my popcorn and my sody pop and I was snuggled up on the couch with my girlfriend because I'm an awards fag. Because I used to watch it with my mother when I was a kid and I love seeing the celebrities and their outfits and just the celebration of film. But I'm also a filmmaker. I'm an independent filmmaker and been making my own stuff for about 10 years now. And there's nobody I hate more than actors. I'll just get that out of the way. It's a bit of a bias, but I don't think there's any more self-important artists out there than actors and musicians. And they have this arrogance and ego about them where they think what they do is more profound and special than anything else in the world. They may act like they don't feel that way on TV and stuff like that, but it's how they feel. Because they spend their lives reading scripts that someone else wrote to make them sound like interesting people, and they're directed by directors that make them look as good as possible. A good director will make an actor look better, because it can't just all be about the acting. You'll see great actors give bad performances in movies all the time. It's because they didn't have a good script and a good director. The actor doesn't always elevate the material. That is the illusion of the actor. The actor is nothing but a tool, like any tool in film, to present everything as a whole. They are just one part of the piece. They are not everything. They are not all of the art. They are not all of what you draw your attention to. And actors throughout the years have grown and grown with their egos and their echo chambers to think that the common person, the little person in this country, the person who watches football or MMA, is below them, is not meant for them. And everyone in conservative has been praising Meryl Streep and the Globes, and everyone who has been attacking Meryl Streep and the Globes. Everyone who's conservative, and everyone who's liberal has been praising it and what she said in the speech and all that. It triggered me. I believe in trigger warnings now. I was triggered by this because I love Meryl Streep, and what she said last night was so stupid. It confounded me so much, and I haven't been able to wrap my head around it. She didn't say one thing with logic that made any sense. She made these straw mans up, and everything she said, I'm going to debunk in this video, is untrue. She didn't say one true thing or make one good point. All she used was false equivalencies, and legitimately, she didn't say anything logical. I was confused. Like, if I'd been sitting in the audience, I'd have been bewildered by what she was saying. It was like a bad political science speech. Don't get me wrong, the night started bad with Jimmy Fallon's cringe jokes about Trump, the popular vote joke and all that, or the Putin jokes. I mean, they were awful. I mean, the Tonight Show, when he does jokes, are better than that. I don't know who wrote that shit. His best joke of the night was a Chris Rock joke, and him telling it as Chris Rock. I mean, and I knew Jimmy Fallon was going to be bad, and I expected the political bullshit. But the Meryl Streep speech took it to a whole other fucking level. So let's just jump into it. Let's not waste time. Let's break this speech down, and I'm going to give my opinion on it and why I think this is a reflection of everything bad about Hollywood right now and these actors, these elitist actors who think they know everything and get to talk down to us at this award show where they're giving each other golden trophies for being so goddamn good. Meryl Streep has the gall to come up and say stuff like this when it's clearly she's just butthurt that Hillary lost. Because, she did go to the DNC and speak for Hillary and support her all this time, so let's not act like she has a political bias or anything. No, we can't say that. Because Meryl's so good. I mean, God, I love Manhattan. I love The Deer Hunter. Kramer versus Kramer? Meryl Streep can't do anything wrong. She's in a bunch of movies I love. A dingo ate her baby. Thank you, Hollywood Foreign Press. Just to pick up on what Hugh Laurie said, you and all of us in the room really belong to the most vilified segments in American society right now. Think about it. Hollywood, foreigners, and the press. Yeah, because white conservatives aren't more vilified than Hollywood, you dumb bitch. All the people struggling right now in this country, starving or getting shot, and Hollywood's the most villainized people. Maybe it's because you come to award shows and condescendingly talk down to us like we're idiots because you're an artist. I know Mamma Mia and The Devil Wears Prada are great works of art, Meryl, that are going to stand the test of time. But still, when you're talking at the level of a Jimmy Fallon, I'm not impressed. Foreigners? You mean illegal immigrants? Refugees? People that are associated with radical Islam? That in Europe right now are killing gay people and raping women? Yeah, how terrible. And the press. Oh, those people that lied to us for the last few years and helped get Trump elected, actually, with $2 billion of free press. And are assholes. And biased and full of shit. And pretty much been confirmed to have been lying to us. So, okay, sorry we vilified those people. But who are we? And what is Hollywood anyway? It's just a bunch of people from other places. So then she goes on the Sospiel where she says that she's from New Jersey, where Viola Davis is from. She mentioned Sarah Paulson was from Florida. raised by a single mom in Brooklyn. Sarah Jessica Parker was one of 7, 8 kids in Ohio. Amy Adams is from Italy. Natalie Portman was born in Jerusalem. Then she asked where are their birth certificates, which I have no idea what she's talking about. It's I guess that was a knock at Trump, but I mean, okay, all those people have birth certificates. I mean, that wasn't a clever thing to say, Meryl. It was interesting you knew where everybody was from, but you, how does this have to? What does this have to do with illegal immigrants? These people all live here legally. These are legal immigrants. Do you not know that? Do you not know the difference between illegal immigrants and a legal immigrant? No one's against legal immigration. Legal immigration's a good thing. And the beautiful Ruth, I don't know how to say Ruth Nega. Is it Ruth Nega or Ruth Nega? I don't know. Someone in the comments tell me. She talks about where she's from. Ethiopia, raised in London. No, in Ireland, I do believe. And she's here nominated for playing a girl in small town Virginia. Then she says Ryan Gosling, like all of the nicest people, is Canadian because the left always has to kiss Canada's ass, even so subtly at an award show. Dave Patel, born in Kenya, raised in London, here playing an Indian, raised in Tasmania. Okay. So Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners, and if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts. All right, Meryl, we'll get in an MMA ring with an MMA fighter, and when they're beating your face in, tell me then what the art means about being an actress when you try to pretend to be an MMA fighter, and tell me that person didn't put just as much work into their craft and creating what it is. Like, I know art basically is making the abstract some form of reality, something that's inside you to come out, but what does this comment mean? This comment is saying that if we didn't have Natalie Portman and Dev Patel being here legally, that for some reason the only forms of entertainment we would have is sports and MMA. These unsophisticated things that we watch, these juvenile things that we watch, apparently. What? Acting and movies and all that stuff you do is just another form of entertainment too, Meryl. You're no better because you're in movies. Let me make this clear. This is not projection. This is what Meryl Streep is saying. I am better than you, the people who voted for Donald Trump and who watch football and mixed martial arts. These people, these actors, are better than you and make you so happy. We treat you so well. We make your life so fulfilled that you need us so much that if you lose us, you won't have us anymore, and all you'll have is your silly football. I mean, that's the most self-important statement I've probably ever seen in an award show. I couldn't believe Meryl Streep said that. I thought that was... It's whatever to bring up Trump, but we'll get to that in a second. But that's the part that bothered me. Even the way she said it was so... I don't know, it just hit me really hard. I hate it when you start to think that way about art and your craft. I think you've just lost all sense of why you even got it in the first place, or who you are, or why you are, or why you make art. If it's about that to you, if it's about your importance more than it is the story or what that means in that moment, then I don't know. For me, it came off that way. Maybe, they gave me 3 seconds to say this. So an actor's only job is to enter the lives of people who are different from us and let you feel what that feels like. And there were many, many powerful performances this year that it did exactly that breathtaking, passionate work. And then she says Donald Trump gave the performance of the year that stunned her, where he was mean to the disabled guy. Now I've seen stuff that shows that Donald Trump actually does those gestures he was doing all the time when he talks about people. Mark Dice has a video on it. You'll see he does this when he talks about Ted Cruz, when he makes fun of anyone. He does these like very cartoonish, childish hand gestures, right? But it was just a bad coincidence this guy also happened to be disabled. But what she says here is so ridiculous. Even if Trump did do that, this is such virtue signaling. But it was effective and it did its job. It made its intended audience laugh and show their teeth. Oh, wow, yeah, everyone laughed at that and showed how evil they were. Because how about all the people who died in Benghazi? Or the people that Obama's been killing for 8 years? Do you care about them? Do you care when a drone strike kills innocent children? Are you going to protest that at the Oscars, Meryl? No. You're going to bitch about the evil white guy. Because that's what's cool. You're talking to a room that agrees with you. Why don't you actually do something brave? It was the moment when that person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter. Someone he outranked in privilege, power, and the capacity to fight back. Says the woman who outranks all of us in privilege and power at an award show, talking down to us about our football. It kind of broke my heart. Oh, I didn't know you had one when I saw it. And I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie. It was real life, and this instinct to humiliate When it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission for other people to do the same thing. Disrespect invites disrespect, violence incites violence, and when the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose. Okay, go on with it. Actually, no. This is the same argument that conservatives used when they said video games cause violence and we all made fun of them 10 years ago. Nobody should respect you. You're not owed respect by anyone. Nowhere is that owed. People can be an asshole to you all they want. I'm sure you've been a bitch many times, and you had every right to be one. You're being a bitch right now when you're giving this speech. So no, that's not true. I don't think violence just incites violence. Calling people racist and sexist and bigots for the last few years have definitely probably incited some violence and hatred because they've been wrongly thrown out there to where they have no meaning anymore. I mean, no self-reflection from the left, of course. You're up here at an award show making fun of MMA like it's nothing, making fun of football, or even getting the context wrong of this Trump story, because I couldn't expect you to fact check, could I, Meryl? You can go look and actually look at the context because it would kill your narrative. Because you have to attack Trump, so you have to go after the most sensitive thing. You're using this disabled guy to push your bullshit. That's why I don't like the left. Trump, if he'd have made fun of this guy, is more honest and equal than you guys using this guy to virtue signal at an award show. That's bad. That to me makes you a piece of shit. You don't care about that guy. It's not about empathy. It's about you wanting people to see how good you are and to celebrate that about you because you didn't get your way this year, because the woman that you supported didn't get her way. Okay, let's keep going. This brings me to the press. We need the principled press to hold power to account, to call him on the carpet for every outrage. That's why our founders enshrined the press and its freedom in the Constitution. Yeah, Meryl, tell us about the Constitution. I'm sure you're just a fucking expert. The left likes to throw out the Constitution when it fits their narrative. What do you mean the press hold him account? The press treated Trump like shit. They didn't hold Hillary Clinton to a standard. I'll give you that. If this was about Hillary Clinton, you might have a point. So, I only ask the famously well-heeled Hollywood Foreign Press and all of us in our community to join me in supporting the committee to protect journalists, because we're going to need them going forward, and they'll need us to safeguard the truth. You guys have been doing an awful job of safeguarding the truth. All major media conglomerates have been lying and pushing a bias all years. Not just Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington, all of them. All of them push bullshit. Okay, are you going to hold all them accountable, Meryl? Or is it just going to be the people you think that we all agree? It's funny she's talking to everyone in America and they think that everyone agrees with them when 65 million people voted for Trump. So 65 million people are watching to see you call them assholes. Do you ever think about this stuff? Does this stuff ever cross your little minds, your Hollywood minds, when you're in an echo chamber and everyone's agreeing with you all the time? Do you ever think that somebody doesn't and a lot of people don't? And the fact that there's been such a separation between Hollywood and the people is because we're getting disillusioned with your guys' greatness, because you guys are showing that you really don't care about us at all. You don't care that we make you rich. You don't care that we go see your movies. You want us to care. You want us to care to a point, but you also want us to agree with you on everything. One more thing. Once when I was standing around on the set one day whining about something, we were going to work through supper or the long hours or whatever, Tommy Lee Jones said to me, "Isn't it such a privilege, Meryl, just to be an actor?" Yes, it is, and we have to remind each other of the privilege and the responsibility of the act of empathy. We should all be proud of the work Hollywood honors here tonight. As my friend, the dear departed Princess Leia, said to me once, "Take your broken heart and make it into art." That's very sweet. I miss Carrie Fisher, too. I wish you hadn't used her death at the end of this really shitty speech, this politically dividing piece of propaganda, because you came off like a drunk old senile lady. Take your meds, Meryl. Now, I'm not agreeing with Trump that you're overrated, but I do think you haven't challenged yourself since Adaptation, and I am getting sick of these Margot Thatcher, Julia Childs impersonation performances where you play some historical figure and you just do the performance exactly like them in a boring biopic. I'm not knocking, it's still good, but I can't remember the last Meryl Streep movie I actually really liked a lot. It's been a long time. And the Viola Davis speech before was, I thought, a lot better in that same sense of covering what art is and what it means to us. And I also thought that Ryan Gosling's speech was the best of the night because it made everything feel so small and human and made it about him, made him feel like a human and relatable to us. And I thought that was very nice, talking about, a brother dying of cancer, his wife's brother. It's very beautiful that the award show's ultimately insignificant. Meryl tried to talk about it that way, but ultimately what she was saying is, you 65 million voters who voted for Trump don't matter. These members of the Hollywood Foreign Press, 93 of them, they matter more. Us actors matter more. You're a bunch of white privileged people talking about privileged evil white people. I mean, what all these movies that don't get cast and stuff. You guys are in that system, so is it Hollywood's fault? Is it your guys' liberal Hollywood fault that we don't see more actresses or blacks or Asians? I mean, how are you going to blame the conservatives for that? You guys run Hollywood. It has to be your fault, right? Aren't you guys bad? Or the fact that you don't like conservatives or you don't want conservative point of views. Imagine if somebody had went up and criticized Obama, even had been fair in an award show. They would have got booed. They would have got booed. Anyone. You could have been black. But let's give Moonlight an award, a gay black film that totally betrays its premise in the third act and actually feels like a straight filmmaker's idea of what it is to be gay and black, not an actual reflection of being gay in the black community. But you can't criticize that movie, as Bret Easton Ellis has said, because Hollywood virtue signaling. It's taboo to criticize the gay black movie, and it's true. That's all these award shows are. It's just a bunch of people patting each other on the back for agreeing with each other and being happy and trying to show how good they are by nominating the black films and the gay films because they care about you so much. Meanwhile, they're sipping their martinis and margaritas and going out that night and going home to their mansions with no struggle of poverty. They're not going to take any refugees into their giant mansions. They're not going to let any immigrants live there. But they're going to talk to you about immigration, even as stupid as this is, when she's not actually talking about illegal immigration. Did Meryl think any of that stuff out? I mean, it was very confusing. Of course, Hollywood had to praise her. Ellen DeGeneres. There has never been anyone like Meryl Streep. I love her. Darren Aronofsky. Thank you, Meryl. Retta. Class. Mark Ronson. I repeat, Meryl Streep is the greatest. Jesse Tyler Ferguson. Meryl Streep giving an epic and a powerful speech. Debbie Allen. Meryl Streep is amazing. Bravo. Hollywood, show the way. Yeah, because Hollywood's going to change the world. That really worked. When you guys did all those ads for Hillary or tried to get the Electoral College to change their mind, that all worked, didn't it? Every time you celebrities endorse someone, it works out. You guys just can't deal with it, can you? John Legend, Meryl Streep. Laverne Cox, everything she said. Thank you, Meryl Streep, for your work and everything you said tonight. Bob Harper, Meryl Streep. Wow. Bill Eichner, Meryl fucking Streep. That's all. Alyssa Milano, a true inspiration, Meryl. You beautiful soul. Thank you for using your voice to empower. Yeah, that was empowering. Yeah, that wasn't a speech telling people to fuck off. Is there anyone better? Anna Kendrick, hashtag Meryl. Emmy Rossum, I have never loved Meryl more. Bravo, well said. Mindy Kaling, Meryl Streep has mastered the placid reaction shot as people honor her. Gina Rodriguez, Meryl, you give me life. Sharon Stone, she has never been more graceful than tonight, nearly without voice. Her voice has never been so strong. Thank you, Meryl Streep. Uzo Aduba, Meryl Streep. It's the same level of bravery that she has offered us freely again and again. Wow, it's so brave to talk to a small room of people that all agree with you on everything. That's great. How brave of her. Go say that at a NASCAR event and then tell me what bravery is. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose. Thank you. Hashtag Meryl Streep. Hashtag Golden Globes. Oh, thanks, Julian Moore. Meryl Streep is a goddess. Sarah Silverman. Meryl Streep changes the world by waking up with a kiss on the forehead. Paul Weasley. Wondrous and much-needed speech by Meryl Streep. Sean Hannity. This is exactly why Hollywood is dying. What a bunch of hypocrites. Sex, violence, and drivel rule Hollywood. Turning the channel. I agree with you, Sean Hannity. Meghan McCain. The Meryl Streep speech is why Trump won. And if the people in Hollywood don't start recognizing why and how, you will help him get reelected. This is all true. And I was not a Trump supporter. Okay, I didn't want Trump to win. I wasn't a Hillary supporter either. But this will just lead to Trump winning again. Every time you guys basically get on there and you get butthurt and mad that he won, and you tell people who voted for him to fuck off, and you virtue signal and you push your Hollywood bullshit, and you think that somehow as an actor, your opinion, what you feel matters more than the rest of us, it's just going to come back to biting you ass in another 4 years, and you're going to be bitching again in another award show like, well, I didn't give a good enough speech 4 years ago, so now I got to do it again, guys. just leave the shitty material to Jimmy Fallon and let someone else write your stuff, Meryl. You're always better when someone else writes stuff for you anyway, right? I mean, that's what actors do. You read stuff that talented people write for you. I love Meryl Streep, but this really put a damper on my own feelings of her career. It's very hard to even comprehend. I knew this was going to happen. I knew the Golden Globes was going to be political. I did not expect that. I did not expect that football comment. That really one took me for a loop. Or the dumb immigration point she tried to make. All of that was so off base. There was points it looked like the audience was confused. I swear to God, I swear it looked like some of the audience, like Nick Nolte, didn't know what the fuck was going on. I would have booed her personally, but whatever. Nobody would. Nobody. You know, it would have been brave if you would have went up there and said you liked Donald Trump. That would have been brave. Holy shit. Would you imagine if an actor went up there and said they liked Donald Trump last night? How crazy that would have been. This doesn't bode well for the Oscars. I'll say that much. It looks like the Oscars is going to be even worse. The whole event's probably just going to be them bitching about Trump, and then they'll give Moonlight everything. Even though La La Land's a better movie, they'll say, "Hey, we got to give Moonlight everything," even though it's not making any money and nobody wants to see it. And I'm not totally not. I like Moonlight, but it's been very, for me, overpraised and pushed by Hollywood and the liberal media as a much better film than I think it is, especially the homosexual community. I don't think it's a powerful film about that at all, as much as people are making it out to be. But that's for another time. Let's get to the end here. Meryl, basically, to me, my problem is this at the end of the day with somebody saying that my position as an actor, as a performer, as this artist, as this person, gives me this right to come up here and tell you all that you are shit for not seeing the world the way I do, and not having empathy in the way I want you to have empathy. You have to be empathetic about the things that I'm empathetic about, and if you're not, you don't have any empathy. That's basically what this means. I am so good and you need to be good like me. And I hate that. I hate artists who are that way. I don't think you should approach art that way. I hate people that are that way, that see themselves that way. I think it's arrogant. I think it's preachy. I think it's shitty. I think it's counterproductive. I think it just is going to make people mad and not want to watch the Oscars now. We watch this stuff to escape, to get away from the harsh reality of politics in the world we live in. We don't watch this to be brought right back into the reality that we just tried to get away from. You guys are entertainers. You're supposed to help us escape. You want to give your personal opinion at an award show, that's fine. I don't care, But it doesn't bode well for the future. And it certainly means that Hollywood is getting more just disillusioned with itself and the common American, the blue collar American. And until they actually try to get back to that, to the people, and talk to them as humans again, like Ryan Gosling did, and not as as this person that's so high or above us, this authoritarian figure. That they'll never learn. Nothing will ever change. And politics will stay the same, and these people will still come on and tell us that we were wrong. Because, they're right. They have to be right. They have to be right, don't they? They always have to be right. Because they don't live in a world where people tell them they're wrong or no. When was the last time somebody told Meryl Streep no? I bet it's been a long time. But everyone told Trump he couldn't win, and he did. So, whatever that means, at least there's that, I guess. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, all you Hollywood actors out there that think we have to agree with you all the time and that you get to keep telling us what the fuck to do, go fuck yourselves and take that Golden Globe statue and shove it up your beautifully bleached asshole.